Next is from Ben. The subject is Larry Dallas. How dare the smart Mark get liquored and cut a promo on the great one? That's my question. How dare he? Very disrespectful. Can you question that? Answer that question. How dare he?
You got to wait till you get closer, Conan. You're a little too far away.
Okay. What was the question? Why did he disrespect you?
How dare he disrespect?
How dare he? Because he was drunk. He was, that's
and he was having a rough week, and I guess Disco jabbed him on Twitter, and he didn't take kindly to being called a schmuck or a putz or whatever he said.
Yeah,
and,
but he was way out of line. He got too personal, and you could tell this was that was.
You're breaking up.
You're gonna have to repeat that last bit when you come closer.
It almost sounded like he had this built-in anger that he couldn't wait to get over with the Marks. Look, I told Disco. Yeah, I told him for all of you. And at the end of the day, we'll have him on here Wednesday or Thursday. He will be taking the task.
Are you surprised that we've seen mostly negative feedback? Did you think some people were gonna be on Larry's side?
No, because he was out of line, bro.
Yeah.
It is, bro. This is our fan base too,
bro. Yeah. You're an idiot. You've never done anything in the business. You're a grifter. You're a con man, bro. What was that all about? Where did that come from? He's been working with us for a couple of years now. I think 2 years. I've never seen him exhibit any type of anything like that. So it's news to me. But like they say, kids, old people, and people that are, faded, drunk. They say what they feel, and I'm like, where is this coming from? And then the thing was that next day, Meltzer was like criticizing somebody and calling him a con man, and I was like, that's where he got it from.
Yeah,
Meltzer uses that a lot.
Eric. He says it about Eric a lot too.
Yeah,
which is really a fascinating term to use.
But where's the con?
Because like the person's a liar and con man, like bro, that's the worst thing. That when you're outside the business, when you're on the other side of the curtain, is calling people on the inside of the curtain con men and grifters and stuff. It's like, dudes, like when we're done, when we've finished, like I'm not in the business anymore. Eric's not in the business anymore. Vince is not in the business anymore. We're literally talking about our experiences of being in the business and stuff, and they're where's the con? I think you can talk about con men, okay, wrestlers are con men in the sense that like professional wrestling is a work, but the smart marks know what we do, so calling us con men is like different than like a fan calling us a con man for like. You're selling it to a fan. You're making them believe it's real. They look at it and say, "Well, that's not real. You're a kind of, okay," and then they don't become fans anymore. But for the smart marks, but here's my thing: for the smart marks to use that term to describe people like us that did it, that's ridiculously offensive. Then like you're saying, what you're saying is like, why are you covering this business then? You're covering a business full of con men. It's like, well, what's the point of that? Like writing about wrestling,
Here, and I don't even think I have to say this anymore. Me and Dave have been good friends for a lot of years. Respect what he says. When he disagree with some stuff he says, we're still cool.
Right.
But I think it's very irresponsible of him or anybody else that's listened to by so many people and respected by so many people, and so many people, follow what you're saying, to put your personal stuff in there, and make them think the same thing you do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that's a little irresponsible.
Trying to marginalize people that have been in the business, and they're just talking, they may not be completely accurate in memory, but like I don't think Eric Bischoff is like trying to lie about stuff that happens. Like, bro, I remember, but we're talking. You want us to talk about stuff for like 25 years ago and stuff, bro. Your memory is right. I remember this clearly. I kind of remember this a little, maybe a little. I don't remember it. There's stages of stuff, but trying to say the guy's a con man, come on. That's.
Well, I think if I was to sum up what I took from Larry, and let me know if you guys agree, is that when he was saying con man and stuff, what he meant was specifically for Disco and I guess Cornette and whatnot. You guys know that negativity is going to draw listeners, so you're overly negative to get attention. You don't exactly feel that way, but stuff just to get more listeners.
Okay, and that's what I was arguing with him for. Is okay, define negativity. It's like negativity is something you don't like. It's like I would profess you're being negative. You're putting negativity on me.
Yeah,
it's like you're not agreeing with me. So it's like you're being negative. Like on that, like if you're sitting there saying like I'm preaching negativity. It's like, well, I think the fans that are disagreeing with me, they're the ones that are breeding the negativity. You could argue that. But
sure.
We have disagreements on what we like in professional wrestling. Trying to say that there's a one true, like there's a Bible on professional wrestling that's been written and everybody has to, like it's a religion, it's ridiculous. I talk about things I like and don't like, period. Conan does too. There's no dishonesty in our reviews of the product from what they're seeing. So when you use the word comment, grift, and stuff, like, dude, that's ridiculous. Just because you like the show and I didn't, it's like that's not a grift. That's like, come on, it's like it'd be ridiculous,
Like if anything, you're gonna find more honesty on this show than any other show. Like from you guys, like you said, and from my perspective, I'm gonna be honest because I'm not looking for anything else either. I'm not looking to glom onto like a job in it. This is what I do, so I don't have to be afraid to say anything.
Right. All right. So this is the next one. Email's interesting because I already talked about this briefly. Somebody else notices this. Next is from unworthy of CM. Oh my god. Bro, think about that. Think about how much of a wrestling fan do you have to be where your email address is unworthy of CM.
Right.
Something's Taya promo on Collision. Hey gang, once again this is Grant from Newcastle. But by the way, Grant, good to see your soccer team is contending. It's going to be the Champions League this year. It'll be very interesting to watch. Conan, did you write the hideous promo that Taya did of the 722 edition of Collision? It was terrible. She did a promo right after a match with Sky Blue. She's out of breath and randomly challenged Britt Baker to a match. I'm not, like I said, I'm not, faulting her for that because, like, this is a very, it's like you do a match and then she challenges her to a match next. She beats a girl, gets in the ring, challenges Britt Baker, and that's the angle. I would like, I mean, how could this have been better? I mean, it is what it was. What do you think of this?
Yeah, well, I'm going to suspend this guy because he's trying to,
pull your thing down. Pull your thing.
I want to suspend this guy because he's alluding to the fact that I write hideous promos because he's asking if I wrote this for Taya.
Right.
So, yeah, I did write it for Taya. There you go. And you're blocked.
Blocked him. Yeah,
unworthy of CM. Blocked.
Unworthy. Unworthy of CM. All right. Next is from my computer cursor.
Do you want to watch the Taya promo? Because I didn't see it, and I'm kind of interested. It's only like maybe 2 minutes at the most.
But I mean, I don't want to pile. If you want to, go ahead, but I don't want to pile on.
Yeah, let's watch a couple minutes of it.
All right. By the way, Sky Blue, she's hot. Right. She had more covering on her butt this week from her usual trunks. Okay. Yeah. But she's an egregious thigh slapper. Like she kicks the person in the belly and thighs. It's ridiculous. Like she got stop that. Great. All right, play it, Joe.
Here this goes. Yeah.
Makes the victory that much more impressive.
Hold on.
Oh my gosh, New Jersey. You're worse than I thought. Okay, I kid, but not really. I know things haven't really been going my way lately, but against one of your little homegrown sweethearts, I got the victory. And guess guess who else has had a victory lately? Britt.
Yeah, that's unless you guys want to see more. You good with that, Jeff?
Yes. Next is from JG. The subject is AEW Collision Experience.
Okay, here's another problem they have.
Oh, pull your mic down. Pull your mic down. Pull your mic down.
Mm-hmm.
When did she turn heel and why?
Yeah, it's news to me too.
Oh no.
When did the crowd seems to have turned on her too? I don't know if maybe it was a reaction to that or.
Well, she said you Jersey, you're worse than I thought you were.
Yeah.
She's healed on the crowd. That's when she turned heel. When she
just
healed
right there.
the crowd.
That was it.
Now is she a heel everywhere?
I guess.
Is she a heel everywhere? Only in New Jersey now. It's very complicated.
Next is from JG. Subject is AEW Collision Experience. Hi K100. Went to AEW Collision show. Was very perplexed over the fact that the fans were clamoring for and heavily chanting for CM Punk before the show went on the air. When he appeared, he was massively booed. In attendance, I was absolutely dumbfounded. Can you guys elaborate on this so maybe I can comprehend the fickleness? Thanks, and that's JG from Jersey. That's an interesting I haven't heard any. This is the first report I've heard of something like this, where Punk is the crowd is chanting CM Punk before the show and they're booing him when he comes out. Interesting.
Maybe they're just very excited to boo him.
Let me tell you the one thing. And Conan was there. Maybe it wasn't there yet. I don't know if you were there. Were you there when Hogan turned heel, Conan?
Of course. What do you mean? Was I there? Of course.
No. But leading up to when did you start?
Wasn't that in Daytona Beach?
Yeah, Daytona Beach. No. But I want to say that was in '90. That was summer of '96. I started WCW in fall of '95. When did you start?
I don't remember, to tell you the truth.
Was it? But it was before '96, before summer '96.
January '96.
Okay, all right. So there's a 4-month period. Let me tell you something. We would go to shows, and Penzer would be in the ring before the show started. Like these are nitros and stuff, and he would announce who was going to be on the show. And, that's always a good gauge of who's over. You announce the guy's name, the crowd responds. Bro, Hogan's name being announced was for months. Getting booed every single time they announced his name before the show.
Right.
I mean, like literally.
I remember that. That was part of the decision to turn him.
Right, and it was like the Roman Reigns heat. Like the biggest babyface on the show was getting the most heat from the fans. When they would. Yeah, exactly.
Because I remember Hall and Nash were saying. They were telling me in our conversation. They were like, "Man, Hogan doesn't want to turn, but." He's not listening to the fans. They don't like him anymore. They're tired of the red and yellow. You need to turn.
We were in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is good old Southern Ric Flair country, So like the WWE guys are bro, they went over the crowds like Macho, huge pop, Flair, huge pop, Sting, huge pop, Hogan, massive boos. I was literally standing there was the area there before you walk out because I think there would be first segment, right? And I was just standing there, just as me and Hogan was there,
like
the nasty boys, just standing. And bro, Hogan when he got booed, and, we kind of looked at each other, and he looked at me, and goes, "I don't think they like me here." I wanted to say, dude, they don't like you anywhere. You're getting booed every night. So it was just funny little interaction. But bro, it was funny. We were there. How long it took them to turn the guy?
Well, because he didn't want to. He went scratching and clawing, bro. Everybody was telling him, Kevin Sullivan, Jimmy Hart. Everybody was like, bro, but he didn't want to.
Didn't want to. Dude, what are you listening to? You're getting booed out of. They can't stand you.
People were tired of you. Right. That's brilliant. The people made the decision for you. Roll with it. Yeah.
Bro, when you hear you can tell the heat from the crowd. When they don't like you, you can hear in the intensity in the boos. Boo! They really want to tell you they don't like you. As opposed to boo. It was the boos from Hogan came from the lungs. You can hear it.
Passionate.
You know what I worry about? You know what I worry about? what I'm not worried, but what I was thinking, imagine if the fans are actually in a way trolling CM Punk, where they're like CM Punk, CM Punk, and then when he finally comes out, they boo him because
Right.
in Mexico they do that a lot. They'll be like Conan, Conan. When I was a heel, and I turn around, they go, yeah, right,
So they would call you out. You'd be like, "Hey, you're
Right.
fired."
Yeah, right, right.
Like
That's
me.
right.
like never getting one over on you.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
That's actually pretty funny.
yeah.
Okay, so next is from what's the next one here?
Fall Vampire.
Yeah, hang on. I'm having trouble scrolling down on my thing here. Next is from Fall Vampire. Some is Rey underrated. I just finished watching Rey underrated. And I can tell where this thing is going. It's ridiculous. I just finished watching SmackDown. Rey Mysterio yet again worked a great match in which he was the best worker in the match. What makes it also crazy is that I remember seeing his American debut in ECW 95-96, and in 2023, he's still stealing the show in the ring. I was at WrestleMania this year, and I personally think that Rey worked the best match on a weekend packed with excellent matches. My question is, why is Rey Mysterio's name never really mentioned in the greatest of all-time conversations? All right, I'm cutting this off. It absolutely has been mentioned in the all-time, the greatest of all-time conversation. So if you're gonna like talk about if you're gonna open up if you're gonna open up the Mount Rushmore to like every what's the style or every lucha, Japan, American, if you're gonna open it all up, Rey is actually not only in the conversation for lucha, he's probably at the top of the list. Would you agree with that, Conan?
Right.
Yeah. So like to see, bro, nobody's talking about Rey's not underrated. Rey is always in the conversation, one of the greatest of all time. So I have to cut this guy off for misinformation here. Fall Vampire. Let's
Well, yeah, I mean, the guy just headlined the Hall of Fame. What more?
Right.
You know?
I don't know what these people. You got to, bro. You're misinforming the fans if you try to pretend that Rey is underrated. Everybody knows how great Rey is, and that's why he still gets respect from the audience, and that's why his kid, who basically went on TV and was like a terrible son of his father, is like one of the top heels in the business now because people have that much respect for Rey Mysterio that they hate his kid for disowning him. So I think that's another thing you can put in the conversation, right? So.
Mm-hmm.